Okay. Hi, everyone. You see me? I've told how I was an undergraduate in a class on the Victorian novel. I read Dr. Thorne for the first time and fell in love with it. I was 18 and it was 1965. But I did not go on to read more. The professor discouraged me from doing a paper on the novel and told me to do Dickens instead. 10 years passed, it's 1975, and I watched The Palaces on PBS TV in black and white, and I fell in love with that, particularly Susan Hampshire. And with my husband, we read all 6 novels. He'd read one, I'd read one, he'd read one, I'd read one. But we were very busy doing PhDs on other things, and I didn't go any further. It's then 1989. I was in a fearful car accident in New York City, and I landed in Metropolitan Hospital on the Upper East Side. I spent a week on that place. It has one man to do all the x-rays in the hospital. My husband promptly called him the bottleneck of the hospital. My father brought me a Dover copy of The Vicar of Bullhampton, saying that Trollope was very wise. It helped me get through that week. Still didn't go on. Finally, 1993, Jim and I got onto the net, that's my husband's name, through a phone line. And he said he would find something called a listserv for me. And he found one on Trollope. And I started leading groups reading Trollope. And the first one up was McDermott's of Ballycloran. And I admit, it was that first Irish tragedy that I have not stopped reading Trollope since. Partly I was invited to write a book and then an essay. I have to say each and every time there was always an outside prompt. Immersion in Trollope did not come from within in these cases, as it, for example, did with Jane Austen. Dominic asked us for an utterance, and the one that came to mind was one which shows how much meaning he gets in so very few words if you're listening. Great and terrible is the power of money, he says, in An Eye for an Eye. And what I like about Trollope is how he sees so deeply and accurately into how society's put together, and that he remains calm. He reminds me of Samuel Johnson. He has a very ironic humor, and you have to see him apart from his characters. And it keeps me going, how again and again, I see more each time I reread it. I am rereading The Vicar of Bullhampton on a Facebook page with people, and I'm learning all sorts of new things about it I never saw before. That's my story.